Shiba Inu coin and the rest of the meme coin world have been having a very tough go of it over the last, well, honestly, Shiba Inu coin's had a tough go of it over the last, year. Since the election speculation of about this time last year, Shiba Inu coin has been consistently coming down. Currently sitting at rank 23 with a $5.7 billion market cap and a price of 980 points per coin. It's pretty stagnant in its action. As you can see here, over the last couple of weeks, Shiba Inu coin has been sitting and floating right around that 1,000 point per coin mark, down heavily from where it was at the start of 2025. Now, as a lot of you know, Shiba Inu coin is explosive in nature. It can stay and consolidate in an area for years, and then out of nowhere, boom. Now, I'm going to talk about some positives coming up, because we need to remain optimistic, especially if we expect to make some gains. So we're going to be talking about some optimism, some things that might send prices higher, and of course jumping into some price predictions as well. So if it sounds like something you're interested in, let's get started. What's up, everybody? I'm Clay. Now, I do want to say thank you for watching this video, and I want to say thank you for clicking that subscribe button. And I know this is not my normal channel, and I'm going to be consistent on here and starting back up in December, hopefully consistent on the other channel as well. YouTube has been taking cryptocurrency content way out of proportion, and starting November 17th, it's going to get even worse. Look, last night at about 11 o'clock, okay, I got a strike on this channel. I immediately appealed the strike because I feel that there's nothing wrong with the content that I am posting. And moments later, okay, you know it's all AI, it's all automated. Moments later, they granted the appeal, removed the strike, and I'm allowed to post again. I have made it very clear. There's a disclaimer at the beginning of this video telling you not to invest. You know, you need to be a competent adult making your own decisions and so on. And I'm making these explicit disclaimers in the video because this in no way is prohibited content, okay? I am not phishing. I am not harmful or dangerous. We are not talking about monetized digital assets in gaming. We are bringing educational content about cryptocurrency, the latest news, the latest price action to your fingertips, okay? This is providing educational information about cryptocurrency so that you guys can make your own informed decisions. And it's bizarre, man. It's bizarre. I can explicitly say this in the videos. I can bring as much information to your fingertips as possible, and still, the artificial intelligence strikes and removes these videos. And dude, suspends your channel for a week when it does so, creating all sorts of damages. So with that being said, this is educational. If you feel the urge to buy something after this, that's on you. If you feel the urge to sell something after this, that's on you. Dude, I don't know what to tell you at that point. So, right. Just move on, man. YouTube is... All right, we got this. Let's go over the article so you guys know what you're talking about here and know what's going on. All right, it goes on to say the meme coin sector has experienced a recovery. 14 of the 15 largest meme coins had positive performance in the week between November 5th and November 12th. Comparisons inevitably emerge. Shiba Inu coin's price prediction is usually benchmarked against its rival Dogecoin, and this time the Japanese breed is having the edge. It says memes continue to be popular among investors of all sizes. Recently, some memes have adopted real utility as differentiation strategy. And on the line, it's going to talk about deep snitch AI later. It says, in the last 7 days, from November 5th to 12th, Shiba Inu coin had a chart pattern which was almost identical to that of Dogecoin. But it was at times, it was above. Dogecoin rose 8.6% and Shiba Inu coin rose 10.9% over the same period. This edge was kept not only when both coins were rising, but also when they were losing ground. The behavior suggests a slight intra-sector rotation from bigger coins like Dogecoin to smaller ones like Shiba Inu coin, which improves SHIB's forecast in relative terms. Now, that is a possibility, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're rotating from Doge into Shiba Inu coin. It's simply the proportion of money flowing into Shiba Inu coin was slightly greater or the proportion of money floating out of Shiba Inu coin on the downside was slightly less than that flowing into Dogecoin. Shiba Inu coin here at a $5.6 billion market cap, Dogecoin at a $26 billion market cap. Okay, let's just say that $100 million flowed into both of them. Shiba Inu coin would dramatically outperform Dogecoin at that point because, of course, it does have a much smaller liquidity pool and a much smaller market cap. So it doesn't matter where that money came from. It's not like they have to sell Dogecoin and buy Shiba Inu coin to see that type of a rotation. Now, the rest of the article does go on to talk about Deep Snitch AI quite a bit, so you guys can check that out if you want. But let's focus on Shiba Inu coin here. It says, Shiba Inu coin's price during 2025 has followed a downward trajectory. Shiba Inu coin is one of those coins whose predictions has to do with how many zeros go after the decimal point. On January 1st, there were 4 zeros. By November 4th, it had fallen to 5 zeros. Not exactly a dream year. But through that trough, Shiba Inu coin has recovered and is now regaining those 4-0 levels, near 958 points per coin. And at the time that I am recording this video, 968 points per coin. So slightly green on the day today. It says, the months of November and December are usually a time of increased risk-taking, and since SHIB seems to have recently bottomed, it could be, this is there, don't speculate on me, YouTube, it could be a good time for buying, okay? Now, that is up to you, make your own decisions, whatever. At any event, with a market cap of over $5 billion, the Japanese dog isn't going anywhere, and Shiba Inu coin's price predictions in 2026 looks much better than its performance this year. And look, we were off to an excellent October. Last month started out great. There was a lot of trade concerns that really flooded the market and caused this major decline. You guys can see that Shiba Inu coin at the end of September, it started to rise beautifully in October here. And actually, this is a substantial increase, guys. This is going from, 1,000 points per coin here to, what is this, 1,300 points per coin. That is nearly a 25% increase. And then, boom, October 10th hit. Major declines ensued with those 100% tariff increases on China and so on. And we've been floating in this area of fear ever since. If we expect crypto to improve and do well, and if we expect meme coins to do well, we need to see an increase in the greed, an increase in the sentiment. Meme coins do not thrive during periods of fear, especially periods of extended fear, which have literally lasted almost the entirety of 2025. So, with that, I continue to accumulate. I ignore the fear. I ignore the emotion. If you guys are interested in where I accumulate, this is not a recommendation to accumulate out here. Absolutely not. But you can if you want. Shiba Inu coin is available on the KCEX exchange, and you guys can trade on 0% maker, 0% taker fees, and one of the best selections of crypto that I've seen available in the United States. I'm also diversifying into new projects. Maxi Doge has crossed $4 million raised, and this is one that I do own. So you guys got links for everything. Not a recommendation, absolutely not. Simply an education on what is available and what is out there for you guys to check out. Let me know what you're buying down in the comments below, and until the next time, hope that each and every one of you have an awesome day.